Here's how much Google offered me for my app: $0. In fact, I had to pay $25 for it to be published. And what it does is it helps you not get clickbaited like you just did. All right, let's get into it. Hear what it does. So I've already searched up something that I want to focus on, which is most biased sources. So with Spoiler, all you need to do is just hover S, and it gives you all you need to know about the article. For instance, this one, it says all sides rates media bias by combining expert analysis with surveys from everyday Americans across the political spectrum. They claim their methodology is robust because it's patented, but they don't rate accurately or credibly because they're not the Ministry of Truth. As you can see, this just tells you right off the bat, immediately calls them out about what they're doing based on the way they wrote the article. And if you're like me and you like more forum-based answers where people you hear like different opinions, I usually go and try Reddit. And with this, we can do the same thing. Just hover, and here it tells us that most Reddit users they avoided naming specific sources, but instead they agreed that most news sources are biased. For instance, here says instead of debating the aggregator's premise, they mostly agreed that bias exists everywhere, which I feel is a way better answer than trying to find like a specific source. Which, if you're more curious like me, you'd usually go here and or look for another article, and you'd click on it, and you can still press S to hover once you open the article. And here, this article mostly, went into called, you know, call out some news sources. For instance, says the Weather Channel is trusted, and these BBC, PBS, while the National Enquirer, Infowars, and Breitbart News are considered consistently distrusted. I've never even heard of these ones, so there's that. And if you're more curious, you can always click on this, which you which I call Spoiler Scholar, and you can search, kind of like interact with the actual article, and say it didn't give you like the information you wanted. So instead, I can ask, was the article written, currently using one hand, so typing slow, written in any bias way? And you can ask that, so you have a more concise answer. And here it will tell you. It gives you the evidence, and if you're too lazy to read all that, like me, you just go straight to this, and just say the article's bias lies in its uncritical acceptance of quantitative polling as the sole arbiter of trust, thereby sidestepping deeper qualitative analysis of media consumption, critical engagement, and societal forces shaping perceptions. So it wasn't, in a way, say, written biasly, but it calls out the bias in the acceptance of quantitative polling, and kind of like calls out more about the sources they use instead of like it being written in any biased way, which I feel is way better information than just accepting any type of say claim that any news sources make. Hope Hope that showed what Spoiler does. And if you watched this far, thank you. And sorry about the bait, but that was pretty good, huh? And as a thank you, if you use the code BAIT, you'll get 1 month unlimited, completely free on everything. Thanks. Peace.